U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is headed back to the United States after attending the COP28 climate summit today.
He joined diplomats and leaders from across nearly 200 nations who are gathering in Dubai to address the growing threat posed by climate change. While there, Secretary Blinken said the U.S. is joining a declaration from the United Arab Emirates aimed at tackling world hunger in the face of global warming.
The global demand for food is likely to increase by an estimated 50% by the year 2050. An escalating climate crisis means that crop yields could drop by as much as 30% over that same period. So do the math. We'll be feeding more and more people on a planet where growing food will become harder and harder.
We are happy now to welcome Monica Medina. She is the president and CEO of the Wildlife Conservation Society. She's also leading the organization's delegation at COP28 and joins us now from there in Dubai. Monica, it's great to have you with us. So the Wildlife Conservation Society believes that preserving nature is essential to try and help solve the climate crisis. Explain this position for our viewers.
Lon and Lane, thank you so much for having me on tonight. And it indeed is a key nature, the key to solving the climate crisis. Most people, when they think about climate change and the solutions, they think about the energy transition. But really, 30% of what we need to do in order to solve the climate crisis is found in nature and conserving the most intact areas on the planet. And that's exactly what we at the Wildlife Conservation Society do. Many people know us as the Bronx Zoo and the 3 other zoos in New York City and the aquarium there. But we have a large global footprint and a big team here representing lots of indigenous peoples and local communities who we work with on a day-to-day basis all over the world, trying to bring climate solutions to the places that need them the most.
So, Monica, let's talk specifics. Talk to us about what you and your team have been doing at COP28. What are your main goals?
Our goal is to get the delegates here to include nature as part of the statement that they're making at the end of this conference. And what that really will translate to is putting nature into every country's climate action plan. We're taking stock of how we're doing, and it's not looking good right now. We are not on a trajectory to get our climate under control the way we need to be. And so we need to find some new answers. Currently, only 10% of climate funding goes to conserving nature, and it's 30% of the solution. So we're hoping that countries will add nature-based solutions to their climate action plans and that we can attract funding for them so that they can actually happen on the ground as soon as possible.
Monica, I think when most people are thinking about COP28, they think about the global leaders. They see Antony Blinken there. They see Vice President Kamala Harris there. What's interesting about your organization being there is because you are actual practitioners. You work towards conservation. Talk to us a little bit about what role that unique perspective provides when you're talking to these world leaders.
It's interesting because a year ago, I was at the climate COP as a representative of the U.S. government. I worked at the State Department for Secretary Blinken and side by side with Secretary Kerry. So I understand what they're grappling with. They're trying to move the big levers. Can we get funding? Can we change the national determined plans, the climate action plans? But for us, what we are doing on the ground now is turning all that ambition into action. We're trying to get more countries to do more, and particularly those countries where energy solutions aren't the answer for them, where they need to conserve biodiversity and forests, which are the lungs of the planet. And if we can help them do that, we can bring a whole lot of countries into the climate solution space that haven't been there before.
The lungs of the planet. Well said. Monica Medina, there in Dubai. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.